Hello and welcome to another episode of The Data Point. Every time we try to figure out why some Indian states are arguing with the central government over money, we run into a wall of complicated terms. Words like fiscal federalism, horizontal devolution, income distance, FRBM limits, cesses, surcharges, it's a flood of jargon that leaves most of us confused. So today we are going to understand this entire debate with something as simple as a 100 rupee note. And this is going to be the first part of a three-part video series in which we will try to understand bit by bit the problems that the states have with the center when it comes to revenue sharing. But first, who exactly has a problem with the center right now? It's not just the southern states, and it's not just the states ruled by the opposition either. Even BJP ruled states such as Odisha, Goa, Haryana, even Gujarat have raised concerns about how the center is sharing money with them right now. Just look at the headlines behind me. Almost every state in India wants the current revenue sharing formula with the central government to be changed. And everyone has a different idea about how to fix it. So how did we get here? Is there a problem with the existing revenue sharing formula? Is the center holding back money that is meant to go to the states, or are the states simply asking for too much? First up, let's understand how the center and the state share the revenue currently. Just to illustrate how this works, I'm going to use some dummy numbers first up. Okay, now look at this 100 rupee note. Let's imagine this to be all the money collected by the center. Of this, let's say 80 rupees is collected from various taxes and duties. Now this includes all the taxes that you pay, such as income tax, GST that you pay on products, the corporate tax that companies pay, etc. It also includes the excise duties that you pay when you are buying petrol, the customs duties that you pay when importing products from other countries. All this forms the taxes and duties component. Of the rest of the 20 rupees, let's say 12 rupees come from cesses, right? Now every time you put a liter of petrol, remember that the center is collecting rupees 2.5 as agriculture, infrastructure and development cess, and rupees 5 as road and infrastructure cess. There are many cesses that you pay like this. There is cess on crude oil, cess on exports, health cess, health and education cess, and so on. The rest of the 8, let's say, is from surcharges. Now, surcharges or additional charge is essentially a tax levied on a tax. Surcharges are levied mostly on income taxes paid by you or corporate taxes paid by companies and so on. Put together, this is how the central government makes money from the 3 different sources: through taxes and duties, cesses and surcharges. Now let us understand one more component. A government collecting tax needs to spend some amount to collect these taxes. They need to invest in the department that collects taxes. They need to invest in maintaining records and spend money to enforce income tax rules. Let's say the government spends rupees 2 for every 100 rupees that it earns. Let us call it the cost of collection. So this is an expenditure. Now here is what the central government does currently. From the 100 rupees that it collects, it keeps to itself the 12 rupees and the 8 rupees collected in the form of cesses and surcharges, and also subtracts the 2 rupees that it spent on collecting these taxes and calls the rest of the 78 rupees as the divisible pool. And it is from this 78 rupees, the divisible pool, that the center currently shares 41% with the states. So this forms the divisible pool component, and from this the center takes 41% and gives it to the states. Now this 41% amounts to 32 rupees. So which means this is the amount that is given to all the Indian states, while the remaining 46 rupees and the 20 from cesses and surcharges is for the center to spend. This is what is technically called vertical devolution, as the sharing is done vertically from the center to the states. And remember this, that the Finance Commission decides this percentage. The 15th Finance Commission had decided that 41% of the divisible pool will be shared with the states. And the 16th Finance Commission is currently touring all the states to fix this percentage for the next 5 years. This is how the revenue sharing model between the center and the states currently works. Now let's get into it a bit deeper and see how over time the money collected using cesses and surcharges has increased. First, let's go to the years before the pandemic, 2013 to 2019, and imagine that this rupee 100 note as the money collected by the center in the years 2013 to 2019. In these years, the share of cesses and surcharges along with the cost of collection ranged only between 5 rupees to 7 rupees for every 100 rupees that the center collected. Now that means the remaining 93 to 95 rupees was the divisible pool, and a percentage of that as fixed by the Finance Commission at that time would have gone to the states. Now during the pandemic and in the later years, there was a rapid rise in the share of cesses and surcharges. The share of cesses and surcharges along with the cost of collection reached a high of 13.5 rupees for every 100 rupees collected by the center in 2021-22, the highest ratio in at least over a decade. Since then, it has gradually declined and is expected to be around 11 rupees for the budget estimates of 25-26. But still considerably above, way above what was their share before the pandemic. Let us pause and take a look at both the time periods at once. In 2013 to 2019, the cesses and surcharges were around 5% to 7%, and so a relatively smaller portion was not part of the divisible pool. The divisible pool was much bigger, and a percentage of that was shared with the states as decided by the Finance Commission. In the years following the pandemic, the cesses and surcharges increased to around 11% to 13%. That means the divisible pool is less. So what this essentially means is that whatever percentage of the divisible pool the Finance Commission fixes as the percentage that is needed to be shared with the states, it does not matter if the center keeps increasing the revenue collected through cesses and surcharges, and that makes it unfair. Most of the states visited by the 16th Finance Commission now want the 41% share of the divisible pool to be increased to 50%. But if the center is going to increase cesses and surcharges further, then the percentage to be shared with the states essentially becomes meaningless, and by extension, the Finance Commission's recommendations becomes diluted. And that is why many of the states are up at arms and want this money sharing formula changed. And the call for this has come from across political lines. Andhra Pradesh wants the 41% share to increase to 50%, a BJP ally. Haryana has called for the same, and this is a state ruled by the BJP. Tamil Nadu also wants the revenue share to be increased, and this is a state ruled by the DMK, part of the opposition. So we have two questions in front of us now. Will the Finance Commission increase the vertical devolution from 41% to 50% as most of the states wanted till now? And even if they increase, will the center increase the share of cesses and surcharges further to nullify the effect? We will wait and see. In the second video of the series, we will decode horizontal devolution, or how the money transferred to states is distributed among them. What is the current formula used for the distribution, and what are the issues that states have with them? Thank you for watching this video. For more such videos, subscribe to The Hindu.